zone.
What is up, and welcome back to another Wireless Family podcast. We are joined once again by Izaak Wood. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yourself?
I am very well, thank you. Now, you are an OG on the podcast. You were our first ever guest, I do believe.
Yes, I do believe as well.
So it is good to have you back on. It's been, I've probably done about 5 or 6 podcasts now, and there's been 5 or 6 months in between your appearances, which says a lot about me. But it is good to have you back on, mate.
Thank you, mate. Quality over quantity, mate.
Absolutely, and I'm gonna stick with that one, even though I've got neither in abundance. But now I remember last time we spoke that you had some exciting new ventures happening. You were thinking about breaking into the music industry, and I've seen some of your stuff before, some of your writtens, and I was quite impressed by them. We ended up, I know I said this in the last podcast, but we ended up sitting in the train station for probably about an hour over a beer, just writing our own little things and going back and forth between each other. But you have since created something, haven't you? I'm not going to say too much because I'll let you talk about it. So what is this new venture I'm talking about, and what is it that you've now achieved?
Well, world exclusive here for the wireless channel. I did a music program with the Push, called Push It Lab, and they went to do hip hop and electronic music type stuff. And you essentially get, I think it was 6 days over the span of 2 weeks to just get introduced into music, producing, and all that stuff. And then by the end of it, you hopefully create something, whether it be a song, beat, and then hopefully a music video for the song. So I had an idea of create a music video for it. I don't know if I can say too much because I have to talk to people about it, but won't spoil it too much. We'll wait for it when it comes out.
Yep.
But yeah, I've created the whole concept. We've got the verses down, we've got the chorus, and there's about, from memory, about 10 people on the song, and it's a uplifting song. You talk about why you want to be an artist, and hopefully it comes out soon because I'm really proud of it. It's one of the most creative things I've done in a long time.
Absolutely, mate. I've been very keen for you to release something for quite some time now. It's very, very good to hear that you've got it under your belt and it's almost ready to go. Now, did I hear you say that was a cipher? Were there something like 8 people you say on the track?
Yeah, it's a cipher. It's not one of those ones that it's going to make the world go crazy. It's more of a, I don't know how to describe it. It's not the typical cipher.
Okay.
That's that one.
Oh, he's gonna
a lot more underground.
Oh, he's really gonna tease this one out. Okay. Well, I won't go too much further into it because I get the feel that there's a little bit of secrecy being held onto here, so I don't want to push too many buttons, but that will hopefully be out soon, and I might even be able to line something up for the channel as an exclusive for my viewers as well to help you out a little bit more, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, for anyone who doesn't know or can't remember, Izaak has been one of my first subscribers. He was the first ever donor on Patreon, and in typical me style, I still haven't got his shirt for him, but we have been I've been trying to come up with a video I can do with him for quite some time, and I'm going to completely throw him under the bus because I did not tell him I was going to say any of this. But Izaak, if you and I were to do a video together, how do you see that going? What would you want that video to be? What would you want it to be about? And what would be your goal from the video?
Oh, Jesus Christ. You come the bus, mate. Jesus.
We've been talking about it for some time, so I really wanted to throw you under the bus and see how you go on your feet.
Wouldn't mind doing like a podcast like this in a way, but where people send suggestions what to talk about.
Okay.
Because even though we can yarn anyone's ear off, I know that I can. know that you can. It'd be interesting to see what other people want us to talk about. Because I don't know.
Okay, well, he's calling out the listeners here. He wants some suggestions. So, if you are listening, make sure you leave your suggestions down below in the comment section so we can have a read. And next time we have him on, we can get through some of the suggestions, which is not a bad idea. It's as I've made quite clear, as I'm aware, as of my understanding, this is the first Australian podcast to be purely based on a YouTuber's fan base. And I made that very clear from the start that that's what this podcast was going to be about. It's not about me or my channel. It's about the fans and the subscribers of my channel and giving back a little bit and having them a part of the channel. It's not just me delivering content to you. It's about, you know, having you on the channel and making it a community itself. So if one way we can do that is by having suggestions and having people give ideas for content and feedback like that, then absolutely, I'm more than happy for that to happen. So he set the challenge. If you have any suggestions or ideas or things you want us to touch on, let us know in the comments below and we will, well, I'll definitely get to them. So I'd read every comment. So have you got any ideas off the top of your head what you think might come up? I know you've seen all the comment sections on my videos. There aren't too many of them, so it's not too hard to get through, but you've got a fairly good understanding of what my viewership's like. What do you reckon might come up? What do you think might be an easy target there?
I don't know, to be honest. Because the thing that you soccer.
Yep.
But if I'm completely honest, I know nothing about that. So I'm not gonna spend something that I don't know nothing about because I'll just talk absolute bollocks.
That's what we do, mate.
Yeah. It'll be worse than that. So I don't care. Whatever they want. Like it's funny. It can be like something completely stupid in the sense of what's the best childhood cartoon or something completely serious. And I reckon that would be good to get both spectrums of the completely serious and the whatever that question is type thing.
So you think it'd be more sort of like random questions?
Yeah, or just random topics. Like, I don't care if it's something serious or something completely just... No, that's an interesting question.
Okay, very, very good. Well, why don't we actually have a little bit of a practice run with this? Why don't we see what would happen if they were, say, posing us questions just randomly and we had to answer them? Why don't we see how that goes?
Funny that.
The magic behind the curtains never ends, my friend. Well, because you've brought that up, I'm going to give you a series of questions, Izaak, and you've got to answer them. For example,
here you go.
I might have the question, when people come to you for help, what do they usually want help with?
That's such a broad question. Like, I think people just, whatever problem they have, they just talk to me and I just really just give them a chance to let it all out. I don't necessarily give them a answer. Because I feel like when you talk it out, whatever problem it is, you normally generally find the answer yourself.
Yep.
You just need a way to find it. And I think talking to someone does that.
Yeah, absolutely. So instead of someone coming to you for advice and wanting your opinion and actually giving it to them, you're more sort of letting them vent and coming to a conclusion themselves before you have to sort of, hint that this might be a good idea or whatever.
Yeah. And just support them with that decision.
Yeah, that's very good. Very good. We'll have another one. What talent would show you off in a talent show? So we'll rephrase that because that's not very well worded. By the way, the magic that is Izaak's mind beautifully led into what I was going to do anyway, which was just ask him a series of random questions. So we've got a random question generator up on the on Cambridge's website of all places, and it's just spilling off some random questions. So I'm going to rephrase that one. If you're in a talent show, what would be your talent?
I probably wouldn't be on a talent show, if I'm honest. Like,
you have to be now. Cyphers.
What would I be?
We've seen you play football, so I reckon you'd be up there as a football freestyler, I reckon.
Do you reckon? I don't reckon. Like, I reckon I'll be one of those ones that just go viral because of how stupid the thing is. Like, I'll be,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it'll just be completely weird.
yeah, so yeah, I get you. There, I reckon. To be honest, those are normally funnier or better to watch than the people taking it seriously. To be fair.
Yeah.
All right. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? Very generic one, but we'll go with it.
Um, Control time. I really like that power. Like to freeze time and go forward and backwards in time. I know it's a generic one, but I really like it.
Yeah, that's very good. Well, on that then, say you had that ability right now. What would be one event or time that you would go forward or back to, or even current? And would you do something different? Would you change anything, or would you just go back or forward to see what happens or relive it, or what would you do?
Okay, here we go. I probably wouldn't change anything
Yeah.
just because I feel like, oh, it's gonna get deep. I feel like if I change something, even the smallest thing, it could completely change how we are now.
The butterfly effect.
Yeah, and I know that been some bad things have happened in the past, but I feel like if they didn't happen, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Yeah.
So I probably wouldn't change anything, but they'll definitely go back in time and watch stuff and just be more spectator of the event.
Okay, well, it sounds like you've got something in mind. Is there any event in particular you'd like to go back to?
I wouldn't mind going back to see the Martin Luther King "I Have a Dream" speech. That would be an interesting event to see.
Well, wow, I was not expecting that to be an answer. That's actually quite fascinating. Why would you like to go back to there? What is it about
Because
that
being
the speech?
I think it's probably one of the famous, and I love how words can move people. As being a hip hop artist myself,
Yep.
I feel like it would be interesting to see how the crowd react. Do you hear about stories how like the great speech, everyone loved them that. I reckon seeing it first hand, something completely different.
Yeah, I would have to agree actually. And to see such a historic moment in time, and I think it'd be quite interesting to see the impact that had before and after, even because people speculate on what the impact is, and obviously we know what the impact is now. But was it something that took a complete impact straight away, or was it something that progressed? Or we can only we have a general understanding, I feel, but it's something that, without going too deep here, it's something that you probably don't really appreciate until you're there in the moment.
Yeah,
So
and I'll also see the build up to it would be interesting too. Like because like speeches they don't just happen like that. There's a build up to it. Walk into where it took place. That would be interesting as well.
yeah, yeah. What's the thing? As you said, it doesn't just happen. There's a cause and effect for something so drastic to happen, and you can only sort of imagine what was happening at the time as well. So it's a very interesting one. I'm actually quite glad you brought that up because I was not expecting that at all. So you threw me under the bus a little bit.
Hey, back, buddy.
Yeah. All right, I've got another one then, and this is just going to get you back again. What bends your mind every time you think about it?
Oh, Jesus Christ. What bends my mind every time I think?
Is there anything that just completely confuses you or trips you out every time you think about it?
Um,
Keeping it PG.
yeah, no, I will. Try to at least. People are fascinating. Yeah, people.
People.
Like, yeah, just how we work, how our brains work. It's just interesting. Like you read facts about how the human body can withstand this, or the average person can do this, and just like, how can it do that? Especially when you sit at home and watching TV and you watch it while your second bag of chips. You're like, that's incredible.
Look, that was an excellent example of what the human mind can do. Um, I think I know we've got a listener who's listening at the moment who would know a lot more and be a lot more qualified to speak on this, but I think the human brain is only ever at most 7% fully activated, if you will, or used. So
Yeah, exactly. That thing alone, that is fascinating. Like something so, yeah, it's just 7%. How that's it's mad.
well, it goes back onto this is going on a bit of a tangent now, but we'll go with it. One of my favourite movies being Lucy, which is a movie based on, or I suppose loosely based on the human mind, and it goes through the stages of unlocking each new area, if you will, of your brain and unlocking more and more percent of your brain as you go. It's and the effects of PCP on your brain. That's how it's unlocked. But it's
Yep.
incredible to see each stage and what new things you can do as you unlock more of your brain. It's all theoretical, of course, but I think it'd just be amazing to see someone who could even use, say, 20% of their brain, which is equivalently, I think, what a dolphin can use. And they have sonar, for Christ's sake. Like, imagine having sonar on your head.
Oh, yeah.
Just, yeah, little things like that. That's what keep me interested. All right. We'll have, I think, two more questions, and then we'll move on from the random question generator. What is one of the
Yep.
great values that guides your life? What are one of your biggest values that you stick by?
Uh, Probably be kind. Like I think most people know me. At least I hope. Think I'm pretty kind. Um, yeah, I can be kind because I feel like it's one of those values that I'm not going to say lost in today's society, but I feel like people do it for the wrong reasons. Like they be kind and they instantly share it. I feel like being kind isn't something that the world should know, just that you should know that you're doing it.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Little, and we'll just clarify because when you say be kind, I know that you are an incredibly generous person, and I know when you say be kind, it's even the little things that people don't notice that you do, like even if it's just holding a door for someone or helping someone, lift something off the ground that's heavy if you see them struggling with it. They're just little things that you do, and when you say the whole world doesn't need to know about it, you mean you don't need to then go on social media and post all about it and everything like that, trying to make yourself sound like an incredible person, because that's not what genuine care and compassion is. The genuine care and compassion is doing the act and not having everyone to know about it, trying to think that you're such a good person. It's just doing that little thing for one person to make their life easier or better or to cheer them up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And just to go back on the thing that you said, how the small things, I think the small things are more important than the bigger things. Because the bigger things, I feel like people that go, oh, I can't do that, like it's too big a thing to do. But the smaller things anyone can do, and it may seem effortless or something small to you, but it could change someone's whole perspective.
Yeah, yeah, well, absolutely. And I know you said it's not something that's lost in this generation, but I think it's something that people sort of just expect other people to do for them, but wouldn't do it in return. If that makes sense, you sort of go, "Oh, well, this person should just have helped me do, X, Y, or Z because that's what people are supposed to do." But then on the flip side, if you sit down and think about it, that person probably wouldn't have done it either. So it's instead of expecting people to just do things for you, lead from example. Do nice things, and you'll find people nice back.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm going to go two more because the next question we got was a bit trash. And I want to find one on a topic in particular, so I'm going to keep spamming until I sort of get it. Ooh, what's an
Oh, here we go.
unpopular opinion that you have?
Oh, that's funny. I was watching a Facebook post. Wasn't watching, reading a Facebook post about this.
Yeah.
Uh, Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. I'll probably have many, but I just can't think of any.
Okay, well, I'll list off a
Um,
few very topical ones. Trump or Clinton?
Yeah, that's not an unpopular my one. So
Oh, that's very true, actually. I'm bad at this.
yeah.
Let's move on. uh,
Oh, okay. Actually, I got unpopular opinion.
okay, go for it.
And Bunnings sausage sizzles are overrated.
Oh,
Like, yeah, they're good, but they're $2.50. And as
oh,
someone who needs to cook sausages for scouts, we sold them at $2.
oh! You hit it here first. Scouts are better than Bunnings, says Izaak.
Oh, come on, we are, mate. Like, there's no question about it.
And there's our
Just don't
unpopular
ask
opinion.
Just don't ask us to build you a kitchen because we're not that good. But if you want a sausage, then Scouts cook one for you, $2.
Or a vestry, you could probably knock one of those up. Ah, terrible joke. Terrible jokes. Moving on. Oh no, I'm gonna get myself in trouble now.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's not like anyone listens. If you had to change your name, what would you change it to?
See, when I was a kid, I didn't like my name. So I used to get picked on a lot for it.
There isn't much material to work with Izaak, is there?
You'll be surprised, mate. You'll be very surprised.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it on
No, that's fair. That's
this
fair.
'cause, yeah, I'll tell you afterwards. I kind of like the name Michael.
Michael, okay.
Yeah, like I always thought Michael Wood sounds pretty good.
Yeah, or Richard. Richard would have been good with your last name.
Yeah.
No, we'll leave that one alone then. What's your worst habit? Have you got a bad habit that you're aware of?
I don't take probably the worst one. Like, I'll get mad at my friend who's not doing, but then I won't listen to myself.
Yeah, I think we're all guilty of doing that.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely up there.
Have you got any of those habits where it's completely subconscious, you don't know you're doing it, which is pretty much a definition of a habit, I'm aware, but it's like, say some people bite their nails when they're nervous, or pick their nose and eat it, that sort of thing. Have you got any of those secret habits that no one knows about?
I don't know. I feel like most people that I'm friends with know most of my habits.
I
I
actually,
feel like it's weird those ones. Like I feel like you said, it's like subconscious. I don't reckon I've noticed I'm doing it. So there'll probably be people that know, like, Isaac, you do this. Isaac, you do that. I'm like, oh, I don't know, guys.
it's actually
Yeah,
a
I
tough
know.
one because you have to think about
Yeah.
what you're doing subconsciously, and it's sort of very hard to do, isn't it? I'll let you off the hook with that one. That's fair. That's fair. All right, our final question. I want you to pick your favourite food and your comfort food.
Okay. Favorite food, cheesecake.
Or specifically?
Strawberry cheesecake.
Ooh,
Wow.
very nice.
I'm not a tempted person, but if you had cheesecake, I could pretty much do anything you want. It has to be a good cheesecake though. It can't be one of those bad ones that you get in the freezer department. It has to be a good cheesecake.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you. I agree on that.
And comfort food, um,
Ooh.
probably biscotti, spaghetti bolognese. I feel like that's just it's one of those foods that no matter what you're doing, you can probably make it 'cause it's so easy.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. I don't reckon I've ever heard that as a comfort food, to be honest, before. You get your standard,
you
like
can't
your
really,
chocolates and your ice cream and
yeah.
whatever, but spaghetti bolognese is a unique one. I don't mind that. To be fair, it's one of my favourite foods, so I'll accept that as an answer.
You better. No.
All right, mate. Well, we'll move on from the questions. Before we go, have you got any upcoming events, any upcoming news or ventures for yourself?
I'm probably gonna need the audience count for this one. In like 3 months, I'm turning 21, but I don't know what to do. So if you guys have any good suggestions for 21st, count me out.
Now, I don't want to make you sound like a bit of a dick on my own podcast, but you have forgotten our birthdays are very close to each other, haven't you?
No, I did remember, but I thought mine's more important.
Well, I'm not coming then. Well, yes, if you have any suggestions for only Izaak's birthday.
Well, I assume that you would already know what you're going to do, mate, because you're normally a person who's well planned.
Oh, I normally am, mate, but I've got no idea what I want to do either. It's one of those ones
Okay,
where, yeah, I don't know. You know what? We've got time to sit down and talk about this. This is going to be fantastic to listen to. Have you got any ideas?
Well, the thing is though, because my sister who's 3 years younger than me, turns 18 a week later.
Oh no.
She wants to be a part of it, so I can't really do anything in terms of going out type thing. Yeah, I know. So what I thought of doing was, it's going to sound, I don't know, I don't know. I thought about like just going to like a lake or something and just set up a barbecue and just have like people come in and say hi whenever they want in like the space of 3 hours.
Yeah.
Or my actual day, and then after my sister turns 18, have a concert and hopefully get some hip hop artists that I know to perform. But I don't know.
That would be mental. And I know a few of the guys that you know. That would be absolutely mental. I think I've got one in mind that you would definitely ask, who I still need to get back in touch with, that I've spoken to before through yourself. To give you a hint, he is a king. Yeah, if that helps you at all there. Yeah, that one clicked straight away.
Yeah.
Would you have him on? Would you have him come along?
Yeah. Definitely, mate. As if I wouldn't like.
Yeah.
If we ever go wild.
Oh, it would too. As soon as that song came on, I reckon that's a good idea. I reckon you should do that.
Yeah, it's awesome, especially his new album. Some of the songs on his new album, if you haven't heard, guys, Martian, hip hop artist, released a new song. This new album a couple weeks back called Invasion, and there's some definite bangers on that album.
There are, to be fair. It is available on Spotify. I'd assume it's available on the Apple Music as well.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure you can get it for free on Bandcamp.
Can you?
Yep.
There you go. So make sure you check that out. That was Martian. He's a Melbourne artist. But I reckon for your 21st, a few weeks after, if you do that, I might have to re-invite myself there. Well, mate, if that is all you've got coming up, was there anything else?
No. We'll just see what the comments say and then we'll decide. Maybe I'm on the third time. Third time lucky, guys.
You will be on again, don't worry. Hopefully it isn't 6 months in between drinks, but you will be back on. Alright, guys, make sure you leave your feedback and comments down below in the comments section. Give Izaak some ideas for his 21st birthday, because that is coming up in about 3 months. And, you know, we want...
Yours.
Oh, don't worry about mine, mate. I'll find something to do. We want to make sure he has a good one, because this boy is one of my all-time favourites. He's been through a fair bit, and to see him get to his 21st and celebrate will be absolutely amazing. So please leave your comments down below. Let him know what he should do for his 21st birthday. That is all for now. Thank you very much for listening. make sure you leave your comments down below. As I said just a second ago, we want to know what you want us to talk about on the next time Izaak is on. He feels like he needs some input from you guys, so please let him know what you want us to talk about so we can really tailor this content and really try and throw him under the bus, because I'll make sure the comments are hidden and secret from him. That is all for now. Thank you for listening to, once again, another episode of the Wireless Family. Stay awesome and peace.